every transaction takes 3 to 5 seconds. Every XRP can do 17,280 transactions daily, meaning a total of $50 XRP could do Swift, derivatives, stock market, etc. 10,000 becomes hopefully not logical thoughts. So that's a good point. If XRP could be utilized every single second of every single day, then to your point, I mean, that's a lot of transactions if it settles every 3 to 5 seconds. Unfortunately, that's not possible. Institutions aren't going to, give up their XRP to settle it all day long. They're going to hold it for durations of time. I'm going to go with, again, this is not my math. This is Robbie Mitchnick was the head of digital assets at BlackRock. He came from Ripple. While he was at Ripple, he created a calculator that shows how XRP could get to $10,000. In his calculator, he actually had a metric or an input for how many times that XRP could be used per day. His limit in the calculator, Robbie Mitchnick, the guy that worked for BlackRock and Ripple, that built the calculator, was 10 times a day that an XRP could be used. That was the maximum number. How did he come to that number? I don't know. Okay. So that's far less than 17,280 times a day. Not to say that it can be used more than 10 times a day, but I think on average, the aggregate total of XRP will be used far less than 10 times a day. Somewhere between 3 and 5 times a day might be the maximum number of times that you would see the same XRP being used. And also, depending on how much XRP is available at any given time through the DEX to be able to settle all this stuff and what's on the open market, the supply could be constricted significantly if people wanted to hold it on their balance sheet. I think that certain entities and people participating with XRP would be advocates for locking it up. So the more times that XRP is used as collateral, maybe like for the derivatives market or a prime broker using it to back things, then there's not going to be a whole lot of XRP available. And some of it might be locked up in DeFi protocols or liquidity pools or AMMs or all these other mechanisms on the network that are going to provide liquidity for certain situations. So all that being said, I'm going to defer to Robbie Mitchnick. I think Robbie's probably smarter than me when it comes to XRP and the XRPL and what BlackRock's doing and all that. And for him to make a calculator that shows the maximum times it could be used was 10, I'm going to stick with Robbie's.